What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is Zach Novak and this is Zach Novak Plays Games. In today's video, we are actually going to go over some speculation on lore ideas that I have for Toland being part of the SIVA, part or the leader. Anyway, roll the intro and I hope you enjoy. Toland the Shattered was a warlock who studied the darkness and eventually went mad, leaving the city in exile. He was an expert on fallen hive arcana. For that reason, he was recruited by the Praxic warlock Ariana III to be part of the 6 guardians who delved into the Hellmouth in search of Crota. Considering only Eris came back alive, he was assumed to be dead. Though unlike the other members of the fire team, his fate was never witnessed by anyone else. Recently, messages have popped up written by Toland that have been discovered that indicate he yet still survives in the Hive's ascendant realm. His attempts to communicate with the Guardian by any means, as he takes a debased joy in speaking again to small human-formed heads. Many of Toland's discoveries survived him via fragments of his journal and the memories of dead ghosts. A whole copy of the journal was kept by Eris Morn. His studies led him to conclude that the darkness was the evolutionary endpoint of the universe, and that his campaign of destruction was to ensure that nothing could ever rise up to challenge. Toland even claimed to be able to commune with the darkness, with an increasingly morbid curiosity in the Hive rituals, particularly in the death song of Iriut. His fascination led him to attempt to identify himself as a friend to the Death Singer. Though the Death Singer's song destroyed his body, his conscience survived in the Hive netherworld. He watched the Guardians progress in his war against Oryx, regarding their victories as simply an extension of how the Hive rule through sword logic. He was infuriated, however, when the Guardians killed Oryx but refused to take up the mantle as the new Taken King. He is also believed to be the creator of bad juju. We don't actually know if this is true yet. Now, my big part is, with Toland, his body was lost. His mind was satiated and alive. Now, his status. He says, I too am detached from my source. The charming Iriut made her introductions, and I was pleased to meet her. We had a conversation, a little tete-a-tete, a couple of old wizards exchanging definitions. Now, in this actual statement, it does kind of sound like Toland himself did in fact become part of the darkness. Toland in himself, no one can understand his fate. He is not dead. He is not dead in really any traditional sense. Although he is no longer part of this world, he's not lost. When Crota broke the ill-fated fire team of Eris Morn, there were no survivors other than Eris herself. The others fought the dark until their final light was consumed. Except for Toland. He stood up. He pushed back the darkness, and then went willingly into it as the others were obliterated. The willingness of the Hive in themselves. They don't like to give things, they take. They're a form of destruction. Now, Toland in himself, he became part of the darkness, part of the Hive. Now, in this general statement, could he have technically still existed in the time that we're living now? and actually is fundamentally changing what actually happens next. Could Toland actually have a certain ability? Could he possibly power up the Fallen? Could he use the Hive Arcana to actually manipulate certain parts of a world to then in themselves be used as weapons, armor, and all sorts of different artillery? Toland is a mystery. We know that there is a mind that actually controls the SIVA. However, we don't know the truth of what this mind is. Toland was lost between different realms after his death. He could not actually tell you how long he was there, but in itself he saw the truth, the knowledge, and the secrets. He stated, "I did not shuck my mortal form and smuggle this nightmare arcana back to the waking world for the benefit of that masked hypocrite's drooling loyal orthodox." Which in itself, he's talking about the speaker. Now we don't really know if the speaker is going to have a big part in the rise of Iron, but in itself, I still think that Toland's mind could have actually progressed and could have grown with possibly a war mind. His mind in itself was part of Hive Arcana, and the Hive in themselves was trying to use war minds. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Sorry that this video is kind of very monotone. I myself am seriously sick and I didn't want to talk too loud, so I start coughing. But this is pretty much my speculation. Now Toland in himself, he's a cool guy. He's an awesome warlock. But we still don't know the secrets. Is he actually gonna be the head of the raid? Is he gonna be the boss? Or is he gonna be a part that helps us create certain weapons and things? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Leave a like if you choose, leave a dislike if you do, leave a comment why you disliked, however, because then I can change it next video. But if you have enjoyed this video, do all that good stuff, and I would be cheering like Kieran if he was Ed Sheeran. But until next time, this is Zach Novak, signing off. Peace out.